Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings. I am your host and energy alchemist, Patricia Rivera-Wolfson, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to reduce overwhelm by establishing a powerful routine with the daily ABCs. Yes, today I'm finally going to talk about the daily ABCs, which I talk about all the time in one way or another, but I'm going to explain what those daily ABCs are. And if you want a copy of my quick reference guide, which also explains the ABCs, then you could go ahead and download the special free gift I have for you. Go to bit.ly/mefirstmorning. That link is in the description. Please, while we're talking about some business, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Me First Mornings and ding that notification bell so that you can get notified when I go live, which is every Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. But in case you forget, YouTube can send you a little notification, say, hey, Trish went live. Actually, I don't know what it says, but but you'll know that I'm live and you can watch if you're interested. So I want to talk today a little bit about forming habits, okay? Because forming new habits is a little challenging for me as someone with ADHD. It is also super essential for me to establish routines in order to take some of the overwhelm out of my day, right? Because if you are, living in this world right now, there are like a bajillion things we need to do all day, every day. And there's work and there's personal stuff and there's obligations and there's responsibilities and the things, of course, that we want to make time for, that things we're passionate about. And it can get really, really overwhelming really quick. And then if you add something challenging in your life, and almost everything feels challenging these days, I'm going to say that it's really hard to just keep yourself going. It feels like you're kind of slogging through the mud. But more importantly, that feeling of overwhelm can cause you to just become paralyzed, right? And feeling overwhelmed, it comes from thinking, like overthinking, thinking too much, thinking about all the things you have to do, thinking about all the decisions you need to make, thinking about what is the best course of action, right? And then you feel pressure to make the right choice or focus your attention on the right thing, causing you to become completely paralyzed and you do nothing at all, which increases your state of anxiety and overwhelm, right? And it's this cycle that just keeps going. And it's like you're overwhelmed and you're anxious, you don't know what to do, and then you don't do anything, and then you get more overwhelmed and more anxious because the things just keep piling up on and on and on. And how do you get out of that, right? How do you reduce that? How do you eliminate that feeling? Well, the only way to eliminate that feeling is by doing, right? So that overwhelm, the only thing that really will solve that is doing something. Taking action is the ultimate antidote to overwhelm. But then how do you decide which action to take, right? Because I did that whole thing talking about how you're like, oh, I don't want to make the wrong decision, and you get anxiety about making the right decision. So how do you get past that? How do you disrupt your analysis paralysis? Well, that's what today's show is all about. I want to talk to you about the daily ABCs. I want to talk to you about it in conjunction with the GPS word. Using these two things together, you can establish a go-to routine that helps you manage your day and lay the groundwork for manifesting everything in the future, right? Because we kind of want that. Like, we want to get through our day. We want to start thriving and not just surviving. And then we want to start planning and planting seeds for the future so that we can watch our life unfold in a way that feels good, in a way that's in alignment with who we are, in a way that feels connected to our higher selves and spirit and, even God, however you want to look at it. So let's talk about the daily ABCs a little bit today, right after we do our morning ritual. So let's get to that morning ritual right now. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Feel free to say hi if you guys are watching, and let me know where you're watching from, because I know there's people watching from, from the States, from Canada, from Portugal. So let me know. Hi, Lena. Good morning. All right, so I'm going to light my candle, and we're going to begin, as we usually do, by initiating the sacred space, right? Setting the candle, setting the mood, setting the intention, right? So we set the space. Hola, Danny. Hi. Good morning, Annie. Hi. How are you? Okay, so we've lit our candle. We're going to put some essential oils. And remember, this is all part of the routine that we're establishing. And we're doing this because every morning or every day, if we do these steps, we are teaching our body what it feels like to be calm and centered and grounded. We are teaching our body that because, I'm lighting the candle, I'm using the essential oils, I'm putting them on the spots that, are, acupressure spots, or for me, I put it here so that I can smell it in the back of my neck. You can put it on your wrists. You take a big sniff of that essential oil and allow it to do whatever it does vibrationally, right? Because we talked about vibration yesterday and frequency, and the essential oils have their own vibration. And so it does raise our vibration when we use an oil. It raises it to or connects it with the essential oils vibration. But if nothing else, even if you're like whatever frequency, vibration, blah, it smells good, and it will remind you of how good it feels to be in this place when you're kind of in chaos or when you're a moment of panic. Use the essential oil, and it reminds you, it uses your olfactory senses to trigger that sense of calm. So that's why we do this. All right. So now we're going to take 3 deep breaths. So I want you to imagine, please, just opening the top of your head, or just, I don't know how you want to imagine it, but just imagine that you can receive the liquid sunlight. Okay, I want you to imagine that the sun shining in the sky is going to come down and just pour that beautiful, healing, powerful light in through the top of your head and fill every single part of your body, every single cell. We have like 3 trillion cells. And I want you to imagine every single cell taking in that powerful healing light. And as it fills your body, I want you to imagine that all of the stuck, stagnant, or dense energy that's in your body just begins to dissipate. It just starts to thin out and get lighter. And when you exhale your breath, I want you to imagine that you are releasing any and all things that don't serve you through your breath, just allowing it to leave your body, and allow Mother Nature and spiritual team to take that energy and to transmute it into something powerful for us to move forward with humanity's next level of evolution. Okay, so let's do that together. We're going to do this 3 times. And hold. And now release. Beautiful. Now, remember what I told you guys a couple of days ago, that when you're breathing, if you really want to sort of like calm your system down, you take a deep breath, right? And then you exhale double the length of your inhale, right? And you can do it, a count of 4, count of 5, and then your exhale is a count of 8 or a count of 10. This is that it signals to your body that you're safe, that you're protected, right? That's what it signals to your body, and it signals calm and peace. So we want to do that. We want to trigger that, okay? So let's do that again. Take a deep breath and then hold. So we're going to take a deep breath in for 5, hold for 5, and release for 10. And release. Beautiful. And let's do that one last time. And remember, your feet well planted on the ground. Imagine even that you're anchoring yourself into the earth. So the liquid sunshine pours in through the top of your head, and your feet are well planted into the ground, and you stand like the roots of a tree, planted firmly and connected to earth, okay? And we're going to do that one last breath. Same thing. We're going to breathe in, count to 5, hold for 5, and release for 10. And hold. And release. Beautiful. Okay, now let's do a little stretching. And once again, what we want to do with the stretching, and this is anytime you can use this sequence every day, or you can pick and choose whatever works for you. And certainly any part of this sequence or all of it together, any part of this ritual or routine that we're doing can be used in a moment of panic, in a moment of analysis paralysis, in a moment of like, you need to shift your energy because something doesn't feel good and you want to take a break, you want to take a minute. You start by breathing, then you do your stretching, right? And we release that energy, that stuck energy, wherever you feel tension, wherever you feel stiffness or stuckness in your body, that is energy that's being like held there. That's energy that's trapped. We want to release that energy as much as possible. And we do that by stretching and by breathing into that space. And if you have pain, remember, I've been saying this and I want to remind you guys, pain is pay attention inside now, okay? Pay attention inside now. You have to pay attention to what's going on in your body. You have to start connecting with your body. If you're feeling pain, that is sort of like the last resort. That is the last manifestation of energy that has not been cleared. So we need to pay attention to where we have pain and we have to try and release it as best as we can. Okay, there we go. And of course, I'm not saying breathing is the only thing that's going to release your pain. If you have to pay attention to it, then you do whatever you need to do to take care of that pain. Go see a doctor. Go do whatever it is that you need to do. But that's why you need to pay attention. When it happens, when it manifests in your physical body, it has already gone through your emotional and your energetic fields. Okay, so it is like in the physical now, which means it is something you need to pay attention to and deal with right away. Okay, so now that we've done that, we shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Woo! And now we set our intentions and we call in our spiritual support team. And so first, think of your GPS word. And remember, we talk about the GPS word here. And if you don't know how to get the quick GPS word, then don't forget to download the Calibrate Your Energy quick reference guide. And I have, a couple of little methods here to remind you of how to get your, I have the pages all, I have quick GPS activities so you can figure out how to figure out your word very quickly. Go to bit.ly.me first mornings and you can download this. Okay, and so now I want you to think about your happiest memory, okay? Just quickly, I want you to just think, when I say to you, what is your happiest memory? Boom, and I want you to feel just a moment, feel it. What does it feel like? That happy, of course you feel happy because it's your happiest memory. But what else do you feel? Do you feel at peace? Do you feel connected? Do you feel supported? Do you feel safe? Do you feel abundant? What is the feeling that comes up when you think of your happiest memory? Was it together with your family? Was it an intimate moment with someone special? What made that your favorite memory? What feeling did that bring for you? And I want you to use that as your GPS word if that feels appropriate. If you have something else that you want to, put in there, that's fine. I'm just trying to give you options on how to come up with your GPS word quickly. Okay. So now we have the GPS word and we are going to call in our spiritual support team to ask for support in setting our intentions for the day. And you can write your own prayer. You can use your own prayer that you already recite that's connected to your own spiritual or religious beliefs. You can, you do this however you want. That's why I call it Me First Mornings, because you get to create your own ritual, your own routine based on what resonates with you. So this is what I came up with. And if you like what I came up with, then you may use it as well. Or you can kind of, edit it according to however you want to, what you want to add or change or increase. You can do that yourself. Okay, so here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Archangel, Spirit guides, ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away all the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Okay, let's go and let's start talking about the daily ABCs. So what are the daily ABCs? I keep talking about them. What are they? Okay, so like I said, in the same quick reference guide, I have the daily ABCs. I'm showing this all to you, so you guys, I'm just showing you what it contains so you know. These are little reminders, okay? So the daily ABCs are a way for you to calibrate your energy on a daily basis, right? Now, there's deep work that you can do, and within the Me First method that I talk about, Me First is an acronym, and it stands for momentum, energy, focus, focus and frequency, inner work, relationships, showing up, and trust, okay? So this is something that I will talk about on the show, and I will continue to sort of educate and share what I use as my method to do that deep healing work. But in the meantime, not everybody has time to do deep healing work on a day-to-day basis, but you still want to shift your energy. You still want to put your right foot forward every single day. You still want to calibrate to a place that feels good and connected and in alignment with who you are, who you want to be, and the things that you want to accomplish in your life. So how do you do that? How do you do that easily and simply? And like I said, I've talked about, having ADHD, and the reason that applies is because unless I embody and incorporate these steps or these habits into my life in a sustainable way, I'll do it for like a week and then I'm done, right? That's why Me First Mornings was so important, and that's why I established this practice. It's because this keeps me on track, and it's simple. And it's also a little reminder of the tools that I have available to me when I am in crisis, when I'm faced with a challenge. This is why Me First Mornings is such an important practice for me personally, and why I share it with you. And the daily ABCs is the same. So what's the daily ABCs? Like I said, okay? So the daily ABCs is a way to calibrate your energy, also as I said, but it approaches you mind, body, and soul. And each letter, A, B, C, represents something and is connected to either the mind or the body or the soul. So these are like quick little fixes, quick little energetic frequency shifts that you can make in order for you to keep tuned in to your GPS word and tuned into the highest frequency available for you that day, right? No matter what you're going through, you're going to kind of feel differently, and your frequency, your vibration, how you show up in the world is going to change based on how you're feeling, how much you've slept, what kinds of things you're dealing with, the challenges you're facing, anything that if you're not feeling well, your physical, your mental, your emotional well-being, all of that is going to affect your energy, your energetic field. So how can we calibrate, or how can we shift? How can we address the parts of our energetic field that don't feel good? Or how can we improve our frequency as best as we can each and every day? It's not going to be the same every day. So how can we always just tune to the best it can be each day? Well, the Me First daily ABCs is exactly how we do it. So number one, the daily A is the action you've been avoiding. Okay, now I'm going to go into these a little bit more explicitly throughout the show, but I'm just going to give you like a base explanation, right? So the A in the daily ABCs is an action you've been avoiding. What's an action you've been avoiding? You all know these actions, right? It's like just all the things that you don't want to do or that you have to do. Sometimes it's making a phone call. Sometimes it's decluttering your closet. Sometimes it's, filing paperwork that you don't want to deal with. Sometimes it's sending an email. Sometimes it's going to someone's house. It's having an uncomfortable conversation. It could be so many things. And let me just make you aware that there is the list that, like the things to do list that we ignore, that we keep putting to the next day and to the next day and to the next day. By the way, if you've put it in like the next day and the next day more than 2 days, that's something you're avoiding. Then secondly, it's not just the things that are on the list, but it's even the things that you don't even put on the list. Like, you're avoiding it so much, it doesn't even get written on the list. Like, it may be a really big project. It may be something that feels monumental, and you're like, I can't put it on my day-to-day list, because it's like you don't put like write a book on your day-to-day list. But there may be steps that you need to take for this book that you can add to that list that you may or may not be avoiding. And here's the secret to doing the action that you've been avoiding. When you do the action that you've been avoiding the most, right? So the more that you're avoiding that action, the more energy that you are going to clear once it's done. So here is, and I try to explain this as best as I can. Oh, good morning, Dad. There's the action that you need to take, whatever action that might be. Let's just say it's making a phone call and you don't want to make this phone call for whatever reason. You're afraid to talk to this person, or you don't want to talk to this person, or you know it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation, and so you're avoiding it. So that exercise, that action has its own energy, the energy of making that phone call and talking to that person. And then you add on the energy of avoidance, right? So it's almost like this additional energy around it. It gives it a lot more heaviness because you're avoiding it, right? So think of something like that you're holding back, any energy. And I use children as a good analogy, right? Like you think about your kid who's like, mom, 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 mom. And you're like, okay, hold on a second, mom, mom, mom. So there's the energy of whatever they need from you, but then there's the energy of just what it takes for you to like not deal with them in that moment. And sometimes it's like, you know what, I'm just going to deal with you and take care of it because it's causing me more stress and irritation to not address you right away than to let this go, because it becomes this like energetic gnawing at you, right? It's like, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. It's the same thing as your kid going, mom, 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 pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, right? And that's that energy. So you have to face it head on. And so, like I said, the bigger the thing, right? Or the more that you're avoiding this thing, the more energy that you're going to be able to release once you accomplish that goal. And then it becomes like an arrow, like you've heard that saying before, where you have to like kind of go back in order to let go of the arrow for it to shoot further. Well, that's kind of what happens with your energy when you have something that you need to do, right? And it's like something that you need to accomplish, and it's for your well-being, but you're avoiding it, right? So then imagine that every time you're avoiding it, you're pulling it back, you're pulling it back, you're pulling it back, and the tension, you're increasing the tension. It's just like so much, until finally, when you just deal with it and address it, it's the same thing as letting it go, and then it's like whoosh. What happens? It's momentum. It picks up the momentum and it brings everything with us. It like creates a wind where it's like whoosh, right? And that's what happens energetically. When you do something that you've been avoiding for so long, you release all of this energy that suddenly you pick up momentum in everything else that's going on. You're like, oh my God, I did it. I feel so good. I can do something else. Let me approach another task. Let me tackle the next thing I've been avoiding. And it almost becomes addictive because you start to feel that positive momentum going in the direction that you want it to go. So that's the number one. Your daily A is do one action you've been avoiding. The daily B is your body, right? We have to connect to our bodies. You need to do something to connect to your body. I'm not saying you have to work out. I'm not saying you have to walk. I'm not saying you have to do anything in particular. You have to tune into your body and find out what your body needs from you. Is it rest? Is it, a different way of looking at things? Is it love? Does your body need you to love it and embrace it and accept it? Does your body need you to dance, right? Does your body need stretching and yoga? Does your body need movement? What does it need? Only you know. And every day you should be connecting with your body and asking your body what it needs from you that day. Now, I don't necessarily say like, body, what do you need from me today? You know, we all know. It's like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Guess what? Your body's asking to rest. Oh my God, I feel stiff. Guess what? Your body wants stretching. Your body wants movement. So you have to connect with your body and give it what it needs at least once a day. I mean, it houses your entire spiritual being. You can take a little walk or take a rest or do something that it needs. And finally, the third thing from the daily ABCs is the C, and that is creativity. Right? Creativity is our connection to our soul, right? Mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit, however you want to look at it. And so how we express ourselves creatively is how our soul expresses itself in the world. It is the things we're passionate about. It's the things that feel magical to us. It's the stories we tell. It's the art that we draw or paint or express. That is essential to our being, right? Our soul needs to express itself in a creative way and in a way that doesn't have any pressure, right? You can do it in a way that has pressure if, you are a writer or an artist professionally, but there also needs to be a little slice of something that's just for you, whether you're singing, whether you're drawing, whether you're creating, little figurines, whether you're, whatever it is that you're doing, however you like to express yourself. And let me tell you a little secret. The way you used to express yourself as a child is a great way for you to express yourself during this creative time, especially in regards to the daily ABCs. So if you used to love to sing and dance, guess what? The best way to express yourself and to let your soul really connect is to sing and dance, right? Maybe you don't do it. Maybe it feels weird. So then you just express yourself in whatever way feels comfortable and slowly start to open yourself up to the possibilities of expressing yourself in different ways. Good morning, Susie. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so these are the daily ABCs, right? Daily A is an action you've been avoiding. Daily B is connecting with your body. Daily C is connecting with your creativity. And please, let me tell you something. If you every day work on at least one of these, but ideally all three, if every day you make time to do an action you've been avoiding, to take some sort of, action in regards to your body, doing something nourishing for your body and nourishing your creativity, because that's what this is about, right? It's about nourishing our evolution. It's about nourishing our passion. It's about nourishing ourselves. Then you will see your energy shift. You will see things change. You will start to feel better. You will see how you are planting the seeds for that GPS word to become embodied in your everyday activities. And that's really important because that's what's going to keep you on track to always feeling that special way that you want to feel, whatever that may be for you. Okay, so let's pull a card and see what the spirit guides and our spiritual support team has to say about the daily ABCs. Hi, Mom. Good morning. I know. I'm on a little earlier than I used to be. I used to do my show at 10. The 9:30 just works better for my schedule right now. So welcome to all those joining late. And no worries. You can always watch the replay. Don't forget to subscribe right now to YouTube at Me First Mornings, and spread the word. If there's anybody who you know that might be interested in this kind of information you think would benefit from watching the show, please share the information. Go to my YouTube channel and share it from there. I would really appreciate it. And also, if you are looking for guidance or support in any way, I have several packages and several ways to work with me. Single sessions, we can do card readings, we can do Me First Morning sessions. Just reach out to me and let me know how I can support you. I would love to be there for you. Okay, yes, Mom, I know you're subscribed. Thank you. All right, here we go. What card do we have today? Oh, this is an interesting one, Mom. This almost seems like made for you. Number 37, cleaning house. Now, what does cleaning house mean, right? Daily ABCs, of course. Of course, this is the card that comes up for daily ABCs because that's what this is. Cleaning house is about getting things right. It's about removing the old. It's about releasing the things that don't serve you. It's about organizing your space. And the daily ABCs is about taking care and managing your energetic space, right? It is so important, just like at home. And Mom, Mom, this is for you because you understand the importance of leaving your house clean before you leave. Like you want to sort of make sure the dishes are in the dishwasher. You maybe want to make the beds. You want to leave things kind of organized. And for those of you who don't leave things organized before you leave the house, no judgment. I don't. That's why I drive my mom crazy. But you do realize the importance of leaving, sort of your home in a good place so that when you walk back into the house, it feels good. Everything's organized and clean. You know where things are. It's easier to find things and everything just flows a little better. Well, the same thing goes for your energetic home, right? Your body, your mind, your spirit, exactly, right? Mind, body, soul, everything we talked about. The daily ABCs takes care of each one of those channels, right? Each one of those important pillars in your life. And so it is important that you do clean house and prepare and clear that energy so that you're not dealing with a bunch of energetic clutter. You're not dealing with that stickiness. You are dealing with only the things that are essential, right? And there's always going to be things and a list of actions that you're avoiding that every day you're going to have lists and lists and lists of actions you've been avoiding. And that's okay. You don't have to do all of them. But if you do at least one each day, I promise you, you are going to feel the shift in your energy. And you're going to establish a routine where you know exactly how to make those little shifts. So even when there's big monumental things happening in your life, if you focus on the daily ABCs, it's going to help you to take you out of that overwhelm of, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I have so much to do. I have so much going on. And you can just kind of go back and just say, okay, my daily ABCs, what's an action I've been avoiding? And even if you don't want to do the action you've been avoiding, that's like the big one, and there's like this looming action, that's okay. Start with something smaller. Start with something easy, because what we want is to create momentum. What you want is to release any energy that you can and start to feel good and confident about taking action and moving forward. And one tiny little step encourages you to take the next tiny little step. And then you might take a bigger step because you're like, oh, I took 3 steps and look how far I came. Look how good that feels. Let me take more. Same thing for your body. When you start paying attention to your body and you start fine-tuning your frequency and your relationship with your body, that's going to change things in your life. And once again, when you allow yourself to express all of those things, those creative ideas, downloads, pursuits that you have, just something to bring you joy, just if it's even like painting figurines or making bracelets, like I make my bracelets, it feels so good to just connect to that part of you. Allow yourself to do that every day. And that is going to contribute to you cleaning your energetic house and setting yourself up for an easier and lighter day. And who doesn't want an easier day these days? I know I do. Susie, you're going to try this? Good, please. Anyone who tries the daily ABCs, let me know if you have success. Let me know if it works for you. Let me know what does work, what doesn't work. And if you ever need support, please feel free to reach out to me. As I said, go ahead and subscribe at Me First Mornings on YouTube. I will be here Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. I'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow is Fun Friday, so we're going to be pulling some cards. So if you want your cards read, show up. And it's a first come, first serve. I usually have room to do about 3 readings. So I hope to see you tomorrow, and I hope you're the lucky one that gets a reading tomorrow. I love you all. Don't forget, keep shining your light because you are the light that this world needs. I love you. Have an awesome day. Thanks, Mom. Have a great day. Okay, everyone.